So in this lecture, we are going to talk about brush control. This is something that is the bane of many beginner artists, and it can cause hours of frustration when you feel like you cannot get what's in your head onto your canvas because for some reason when you try and draw, it just comes out looking like crap. Well, the secret is just lots and lots and lots of practice. A lot of times beginner artists will want to know what brushes people are using, what their canvas settings are, all these sort of things, which could help a little bit, but really their issue isn't that they're using the wrong brush or the wrong settings, it's that they just don't have good control of their brush yet and how to have good control over their pressure. So this entire lecture and this assignment is going to be all about mastering that. And it's not anything glamorous, but it's really important to helping you get better. So there's a couple exercises you can do to help you improve with this. The first one, first two are going to involve just drawing straight lines while controlling your pen pressure. So what you're going to do is you're going to start on one side of the page. You want to make sure that you have a brush selected that has just size pressure on, no opacity settings, just the size, so that when you push hard, it draws dark, and when you push light, it draws thin. So like this brush, the hard round pressure size is a good one. Like that. Okay. And what you're going to do is start on one side, and you're going to draw lines that go from thick to thin to thick to thin. And you're going to try and get as smooth of a transition as possible. Then you're going to do another line going forward, and that line is going to be the opposite of that. So where it was thick before, you're going to draw it thin, and then have it get thin there. And you're going to try and do it in one uninterrupted stroke without picking up your stylus. You can see here I'm going a little bit too light. Okay. And you're going to do that all the way across the page. Like I said, kind of monotonous, not very glamorous. But this is going to help you have a lot more control over your strokes. Oops. If you need to as well, if you find that you are getting, you're pushing lightly and nothing's coming down, maybe that you need to change the pressure sensitivity settings for your stylus. Depending on what sort of hardware you're using, that could be in a number of places. You might have to look it up, but try changing your sensitivity so it's either higher or lower, and that can help you get a little bit better results. Oops, but it's still not going to solve it for you. You're just going to have to keep practicing this. So you're going to do this all the way across the page. And you're going to do 3 pages of this. Like I said, it's boring, but by the time you've done 3 pages, you are already going to have a way better handle on the control of your brush. Next exercise you're going to do is you're going to get an opacity brush, and one that doesn't have any size variance, just the opacity. And you're going to do the same thing. You're going to go try and blend it as smooth as possible from dark full opacity to light opacity, and then back again. And you want to try and get as smooth as transitions as possible from the lightest it can get to the darkest it can get, and then do the next thing but alternate. Okay. You want to try and avoid any streaking in between the transitions. Okay, so there's that one. You're going to do 3 pages of these as well. And I know a lot of you are going to want to skip through this and only do 1 page or only do half a page, but I'm telling you, just stick through it, do 3 pages. It'll only take you like 30 minutes, probably maybe an hour to do all of them. But the distance it's going to take you is going to be loads, and if you feel like you're still struggling after that, do just 1 page of each of these once a day before you start painting, and it's going to make a huge difference. Okay, the last one that you're going to do is just with your hard round brush, and you're going to practice making circles, trying to draw a circle that connects the stroke. And you want to try and practice your aim so that you finish the circle right where the other one ends. Right? So that you don't want like that. That's not a good one. Or that. You want to try and connect it right at the same point in order to practice controlling where your stylus goes. It's not so much important that it's a perfect circle, but that you connect the ends as perfectly as you can. And you need to make sure you're doing it in 1 stroke. Don't be doing this. Okay. These fuzzy lines, that's bad. We don't want that. We want 1 smooth stroke all the way around. That one's a bad one. Okay, like those. Let's do a page of those all the way. And then the next thing is going to be to do the same thing, but try and have the circle be weighted. So have one side be thin, and then have it be thick on one side, and then connect again. Thin to thick. That one isn't the best. Like that. And then still have it connect at the end. Okay? So that's your assignment. Once again, not glamorous, I know. But if you really want to get good and you feel like you're struggling, getting frustrated with your art, this is going to be the way to fix it most likely. It's going to help you get a lot more control, and it's going to make you feel a lot more confident when you're painting and making strokes instead of having to do things like this when you're drawing, because you don't feel like you can get the brush to go exactly where you want it on the first try, and so you're doing kind of all this sketchy line work that looks really messy and sloppy. You want to be able to just draw exactly what it is you're wanting to draw on the first pass, because that's going to give you a lot cleaner strokes. It's going to be faster for you as well, but overall the end result's going to look a lot better than kind of just scratching around on your canvas. So that's it for this lecture. I will see you guys in the next one.